Well, we've got some terrible news, I think. I don't like this news anyway, quite frankly, but we'll move on to it regardless. Yeah, let's just waste another director on a pointless film where he's not going to be able to do anything that he wants, and it's going to be written by dipshits. Because Kevin Feige wanted more fucking Rick and Morty writers prior to the strikes. This is dog shit regardless.
This is exactly what Feige said he was going to do. Remember a few months ago when he said they were going to get more established directors?
Yeah. But who cares when it's written by idiots?
I get you. I agree.
We don't know who's threatening it, though, because we did get that report that they had ditched the Rick and Morty writers.
That's why I'm not surprised to hear this now, yeah.
No, but the person steering the ship, Kevin Feige, prior to the strikes, wanted even more Rick and Morty writers to be hired.
Yeah.
That was only 3 months ago.
And
after Ant-Man and the Wasp flops, everything.
And since then, he has reportedly gotten rid of the main two, namely Michael Waldron and Stephen Loveness, or whatever his name was called.
Jeff Loveness.
Jeff Loveness, yeah, that dude. And I'll take the rumors that they have been fired over the older rumors that he wanted more Rick and Morty writers. I think that there must have been some kind of reality check.
Wasn't 3 months ago about the time Victoria Alonso was fired too?
Yes, that would have been about that time.
Yeah. Right. Well, what do we think of Sam Raimi on board? I don't. Doctor Strange 2 was wank. It was shit. It wasn't a very good film.
True, but he didn't write that film.
He's not going to be writing Secret Wars either, is he? So why is this going to make you confident in it? Do you know what I mean?
Because it depends entirely on who they have writing it. Because Doctor Strange, that failed because it was written by Michael Waldron, and Michael Waldron is a hack, and it was overseen by Victoria Alonso. Between those two, it had no chance. Now Victoria Alonso is gone. She has left the building.
She's gone.
Most of the problems with Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness were actually Victoria Alonso problems, which were made worse by Michael Waldron. Now, both of them are gone. That means that at least there's a chance that with the right writer, if he gets like the right directions for where they're going, this is something that could be decent. Now, I don't think that Secret Wars necessarily is the right way to go here, but there's been a cleanup behind the scenes, and that leaves me. I'm not going to say that I'm more optimistic, but I'm going to say that the reason to write this off, just completely write it off in this moment, that reason is no longer present.
Yeah. But Kevin Feige's still in charge.
He is still in charge, but I think that but he's always been surrounded by a team, and how good the end product has always been determined by the quality of the team around him. When he was surrounded by James Gunn and by Ike Perlmutter, he did really, really good. When he got rid of Ike Perlmutter and James Gunn was removed for him, so he was left with Victoria Alonso, and he had to get in a bunch of Rick and Morty guys to replace James Gunn. And he didn't have Ike Perlmutter there to keep him in check. That's when it all went to hell. Now, the order has been that, the previous order that we're just going to drown everyone in content, that's now countermanded. Now it's all about quality, meaning he has less money to deal with. That functionally is the same thing that Ike Perlmutter wanted to do. Now you have the spirit of Perlmutter, not there in person, but kind of like by accident. The spirit of Perlmutter is there because now suddenly there's going to be some kind of limitations to their budgets. He also doesn't have the people that really contributed to making him the worst he possibly could be, namely Victoria Alonso. So then the question is, who is going to take over her? He's obviously never going to get someone that could be a checks and balances person like Ike Perlmutter. So all we have to go with there is the limitations of budget. But if he's able to find someone who is more competent than Victoria Alonso, and they know that they fucked up phases 4 and 5, they cannot continue down that path. That means that at least the potential that this could be good is there. I'm not saying it's going to be, but I'm saying I'm not going to write it off right away. I mean, if Victoria Alonso had been there still, if Michael Waldron had been there to write this, I would have written this movie off instantly. In fact, I had written it off before.
Yeah.
Now, because of the changes behind the scenes, I'm not going to say I won't write it off, but I will wait until we have more information on the team that will be making this before I write it off. And
we need to get culture. He's going to have to leave in a minute, so I want to see before he leaves real quick.
Look, I want to see this as good news, but based on the track record of everything recently, I'm with Andre. There isn't a good news here. The only good news is we're not getting more Rick and Morty writers, but that's still...
Andre was optimistic. What do you mean?
I don't know. It sounds like he was pretty. I don't know. Raimi already showed me he's not able to stand up to Disney and their desires to make crappy films. So, I mean, he doesn't have a great track record going.
If he was, he would have been fired.
Okay, and then go on to direct elsewhere. I mean, it's not like he's not a commodity that other people would have hired, and again,
it's not like he needs the money either. In fairness, let's be honest.
No, he doesn't. And so, look, I'm looking at it.
I think there's another motive involved for Raimi, though, and that's what I was going to bring up. But finish culture. I'll get to mine after yours.
Oh no, I thought
unless you really want to hear it first.
I did, yeah. That's why I showed up.
I posited something to Andre early on, and this was before we heard any fucking thing about Spider-Man.
Oh yeah,
right, yeah.
And they had said that he was going to be in there and all that shit, and it's like, wait a minute, are they leading up to something with multiverse Spider-Man, and they're going to have Raimi direct the next Spider-Man movie? Well, lo and behold, obviously he didn't, and he won't yet. But you never know, he might be involved in the next one, and Spider-Man's going to be in this one. And there's been a lot of rumors about Spider-Man 4 with Tobey Maguire.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he might be just playing ball and doing some favors or working his way back to where he wanted to go in the first place. I don't know. Maybe not. At the same time, Raimi's at that point in his career where maybe he's cashing out.
I think it's the latter.
And I think that's where culture's coming from, and I guess that was where I was setting him back up to pick back up. But
yeah. Honestly, I just this is all kinds of bad, and I have no expectation for it whatsoever. So, but that's my time, folks. I got to run. Thank you for having me, and check out all these amazing gentlemen because they're phenomenal.
And your channel. Check out your channel.
I'll do that too. I'm out of here. Love you guys. Bye.
See you, buddy. Yeah, I don't see it as very good news, quite frankly. The Sam Raimi thing, but hey, we'll wait and see. If there's a writer on board that's actually good, well, that'll be a massive surprise anyway, quite frankly, because they haven't had good writers for a while. So if they miraculously get a good writer, then yeah, that's them changing tactic completely. But that's the telltale. Just Sam Raimi doesn't matter.
I can't argue on one point because like directors, they go two ways when they get older. They either become more rigid and set in their ways, or they become more flexible. Raimi has become the latter, it seems. So I can't say you're wrong, and I can't argue too much more than that. But then again, I could see him wanting to get back into the Spider-Man game somehow, some way. But yeah,
maybe. Yeah, I can see that. Andre, do you want to jump in on there as well?
I think that Raimi still has a few great movies left in him, but not if he is restricted by the likes of Victoria Alonso or Kevin Feige working with the wrong people. And that is why I'm not going to rule this out completely. But the problem is that he is an auteur director. And is there room for his vision to really work within the rigid requirements of the MCU? Of that, I am not so sure. I'd rather him go and do something completely different, make like another Evil Dead or some zombie thing or something like that, some no budget thing, where he can just be completely in charge of everything without having to worry about the fact that this is something that has to bring in $1 billion at the box office. I would rather see him do that now towards the end of the career. There's plenty directors who could do an Avengers movie. He's absolutely among them. But he is someone that can make something that probably is going to stand the test of time better. So rather the Avengers to someone else who will do just fine with that. But who the world of cinema will not be losing out on something else because they're busy with the Avengers.
Yeah.